Rise and shine, everybody. We're back in the game, heading to Colorado Springs right now. My boy Isaac. The unfortunate part is he's parting out his GTO, but the fortunate part for me is I get a diff, and the car will only be down for 1 day. So yeah, we're gonna head up to Colorado Springs, and then yeah, we're gonna get some parts. So lifesaver. Isaac is a huge lifesaver for me. I messaged him as soon as I blew up my diff, and he's like, yeah, I still got it, come through. So we're going through to pick up the diff right now. I have a theory. So here's where I made the mistakes, most likely. I got 3 things that I was doing to make that diff not last longer. Stick shift cars are a whole lot more aggressive on driveline parts in comparison to an automatic. All last year, and I knew better, but I sent it anyway. I ran drag radials at the racetrack, doing burnouts on the LSA was last year, at the track, doing burnouts, racing every week pretty much for 4 months, and I got away with it for a while. The drag radials, another one of those other things that shocked the driveline really hard versus a bias ply slick. All last year while I was racing, I was on a drag radial, and then I ran them on the streets a little bit too. Then lastly, the last few weeks, I have been playing quite a bit on the GTO. My old tire was a 35 sidewall, so it was a little bit stiffer, so it broke loose a little easier. And then this new tire was a 40 sidewall, as you guys can see in the video, and I heated them up and they started gripping pretty good. And then I went and tried to do another burnout, just playing, pretty much showing off for some of my homies. That's what it was. And then yeah, I had no more traction. Like it would drive, but it wouldn't, like, if I gave it any sort of gas, the gears would slip or something to that effect. So I'm assuming the ring gear was pretty K'd in my diff. And then when I drained it, I had metal in the fluid. Yeah, we got a new diff and axles. Not that I need the axles, but we got extras just in case. All right, guys, we got another diff. My buddy Isaac hooked this one up, so we should be rolling within probably like a few hours. So we're gonna clean this guy up. We're gonna slap this one in. The stalker, it's just a stalker, but it should do me wonders. Feels really solid too. All right, guys, let me give you a rundown of what I think actually happened to the GTO and why I had a diff failure. Because they are known to handle some power, which my car handled power for a long time. Pretty much what I think was the start of it was, one, I started going the drag strip. And drag racing isn't that hard on the diffs, but I have a stick shift and I was running drag radials versus like bias ply slicks. Rule of thumb is bias ply slicks are a bit easier on your driveline components. Whether I had new tires or not, I don't know if would have been the factor. I think it would have blew up on me within the next couple weeks, even if I didn't change out the tires. So it was leaking somewhere in there, but if you guys look up in here, it was throwing it up. But if you guys look at my diff, I got no leaks, but it was throwing it up. That's why I couldn't see it. So this is the carbon canister. Look at all, this is all diff. That's all diff. That's why I killed my diff. All right, guys, we got the diff out. I have some really crazy play in my stubs. Look at these ones. So this is just a factory takeout for almost nothing. So yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. There. See how this one looks. The stubs are beat up. See the metallics in there? is real metallic in there. So we broke it pretty good. The diff's never been out of this car. From under the car, it looks like it was leaking pretty good. So I don't know where it would be coming from, because the seals don't look very oily or anything. But obviously I have a leak somewhere. So another thing I noticed was this diff mount has a lot of play in it. I'm sure that has a lot to do with some movement of the diff. What I'm gonna do is actually test out the factory stub to see how much play is in here before I completely open up this pumpkin and go from there. I don't think the diff is completely bad, other than the metallic flake I seen from the drive shaft stubs. So from the axle stubs, I'm sorry. Other than that, we're gonna put this guy in, and this one will be the builder for now. So, but everything seems in order. It still spins real good. Little tight, but nothing crazy. All right, guys, I got a little carried away. So I had to swap the pinion flange off of this diff and put the 05 onto the 04 diff. So technically, they're the same diffs, but the pinion flanges are different. The one on the 05 is bigger than this guy here. Other than that, yeah, we got her all in. We got her in there. Now I just got to put in the drive shaft and put the exhaust back on, and we're done. And we'll go for a drive tomorrow. I don't know. I have this weird thing with hustling stuff up. Well, guys, done. One day we got a new used diff, and I'm super psyched on that. Huge shout out to Isaac. It allowed me to get rolling in one day. You know, sometimes these things just happen for a reason, I guess. But yeah, GTO's done. We'll be driving tomorrow, and I will be figuring out the rest of the exhaust because I didn't put it back in, and that's why that's there. Hey, Pops, let's go for the stick shift record. You down?
What's that?
I'm over here.
Oh.
I said, let's go for the stick shift record. You down?
Yeah, of course.
It'd be... all right, so if we do that, we got to do a builder motor, and I got to call my other buddy to see how much it would cost to rebuild this tranny so it could handle it. No, actual stick shift. I want the H pattern.
Okay.
I think it's like a 9/8 right now.
How good are you at shifting?
I'm a good shifter. It's not the shifting, it's the launch. But if we get the other diff rebuilt, then we're good to go. So,
yeah.
But we got to do some weight reduction, and
you got enough horsepower.
Yeah, I think weight reduction, a skinny up front, and a nice actual slick, not a radial. I think that'd be a good one. Since the car's going a little bit more race car now.
Are you launching him first?
Yeah, no second gear.
Do it back in the day.
Yeah, I tried. When it was LSA, I tried second gear and it didn't work very good. So, first gear. All right, guys, we got one day and another diff in here. We got a rebuildable diff over here. No exhaust on the thing. Yeah, I think it's time. I'm just gonna make the decision. I'm just making the decision right now. It's time. Now she sounds proper. ridiculous. Stupid cars, you break something, more motivation. Most people get discouraged. I got hella hype right now. Woo-wee! I just rolled the windows up, but it sounds so much better. Okay, so originally when I took off the exhaust before, it was going into the 2.5 pipes. Right now, it's just with the open 4-inch pipe, and it's not overly loud. And I'm pretty happy I did this because this is actually the sound I was looking for. So I'm super hyped right now. Give her a quick spray. I just decided right now. Yeah, we're about to go get another engine. It's time. I ain't gonna play no more. I ain't gonna run you guys around the bush. We gonna race. We gonna have a good time. Guys, what did we learn? Check your fluid pretty regularly. In my particular case, I was leaking and I didn't even know. It was on the body of the car and not on the ground. Super weird, I know, but it must have only been leaking when I was driving. Check clearances. I just feel like the stubs I had, and not downing the company by any means, because they were on the car for a long time. They were on the car for 2 years and with a lot of beating on them. So I do feel like the clearances were a hair off and caused the stubs to be rounded. Other than that, I'm very blessed. I was able to get, the GTO rolling in one day. And yeah, so this ultimately motivated me, and we're going to make moves. Yeah, we already removed the exhaust. I got to do the seats tomorrow. We're going to do the trunk. And then we're going hood exit, guys. So can't wait to show you guys that video. We got to get a 2-step on that thing. I want to see some flames while I'm driving. It's going to be sick. We also are going to be working on the Z some more. Got to get some wheels for this thing, but ultimately we got to make the race car more race friendly.
It's the time for games and it's the time to kill. Make up your mind, baby, cause the time is here.